Hi everyone, so in this video I'm going to show you how to crochet this pretty dress which can be made in any size. So for this dress here I used a 4mm crochet hook and fine yarn. So thank you very much for watching and please make sure to subscribe to my channel for more crochet videos. So to begin your dress you want to start off by making a slip knot. So to do a slip knot, take your yarn and take your finger and wrap the yarn around your finger once and then twice. Then take the first loop and pull it over the second loop, and then take the second loop and pull it all the way over your finger. You then want to take your crochet hook, go in through this space and pull tight. And there you have a slip knot. So now once you have your slip knot, we are now going to make our foundation chain. And you can make your foundation chain as long or as short as you like, but the length of your foundation chain will depend on how big you want your dress to be. So if you have a look at my dress here, the foundation chain goes around the very top of the dress. So you will need to make your foundation chain long enough to fit around the chest of the person who your dress is for. So if you're making a baby or a child size, your chain will be a lot less than if you are doing an adult size or a teenager size. And if you are not sure how long to make your foundation chain, I would recommend looking up the average measurements for the size that you want to make your dress and then taking the chest measurement and making your foundation chain up to that length. And your foundation chain must also be an odd number. So you can chain whatever you like. So you could chain 71 or 95 or 165. It's completely up to you as long as it is an odd number. So make your foundation chain. So I have just finished making my foundation chain of an odd number, and for the sake of this tutorial I am making a tiny little dress, so I did not have to do very many chains, but when you are doing your dress you will most likely have a much longer chain. And now we are ready to move on to round one of our dress. So we are now on to round one of our dress. And round one is a simple round of half double crochet. So we are just going to do one half double crochet into every single chain along our foundation chain. And we're going to work our first half double crochet into the second chain from the hook. So here is the first chain from the hook and here is the second chain. And into this chain we're going to do our first half double crochet. So to do a half double crochet, yarn over and go down into the chain, the second chain from the hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on our hook, like that. So there we have one half double crochet. So now we're going to yarn over and go into the next chain and do the exact same thing. One half double crochet into this chain. Then do one into the next chain and one into the next. And continue this all the way along for round one. One half double crochet into every single chain. So I have just finished working that all the way along for round one, and at the end of this round you should have one less half double crochet than you chained. So say if you chain 65, then you should have 64 half double crochets, and if you chained 101 you should have 100 half double crochets, and so on. And now we are ready to move on to round 2. So we are now on to round 2 of our dress. And to begin this round, you want to chain 1 and turn. And this chain 1 does not count as a stitch. So now round 2 is just another round of half double crochet. So we're just going to do 1 half double crochet into every single stitch along. So we're going to start off by going down into this very first stitch here, as our chain 1 did not count as a stitch. So yarn over and go down into this first stitch and work 1 half double crochet. Then yarn over and go into the next one and do 1 half double crochet into this stitch. Then do 1 into the next one and continue this all the way along for round 2. 1 half double crochet into every single stitch. So I am just coming to the end of round 2, and I just quickly wanted to show you that at the very end of the round, it's important that you work 1 last half double crochet into this last stitch here and not the chain 1. So the chain 1 that we skipped at the very beginning of round 1 when we worked into the second chain from the hook did not count as a stitch. So do not go into that little chain 1. Work your last half double crochet into this last stitch here, so like that. And now we are ready to move on to round 3. So we are now on to round 3, and for the rest of the upper part of our dress, we are simply going to repeat round 2, so the round that we just did again and again and again. So if you have a look at my dress here, we have our foundation chain which goes along the top, then I have round 1 and round 2, and then the rest of this section here is just repeats of round 2. So you just want to keep repeating round 2 again and again and again, and you can do as many repeats as you like. So for this dress here, I did 7 repeats. So for a baby size or a toddler size, you may want to do 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 repeats. But if you are doing an older child or an adult size, you may want to do more repeats. And you can do as many as you like. You can make this top section as long as you want it to be. So just keep repeating round 2. So to begin each round, you want to chain 1 and turn, and this chain 1 never counts as a stitch. Then yarn over and go down into the very first stitch and do 1 half double crochet. Then do 1 half double crochet into the next stitch, and the same thing into the next one and the next one, and continue this all the way along. And then when you get to the very end, work your last half double crochet into this last stitch here, not the chain 1, go into the very last half double crochet at the end, and then begin your next repetition. Chain 1 and turn and do half double crochets all the way back up, and then just keep repeating that round 2, until you feel that it is long enough. So I have finished repeating those repeats of round 2, and like I said, I am just making a tiny little dress for the sake of this tutorial, so I only did a few repeats, but for your dress you will probably have a much longer section, so yours may be down to here or a bit further down or something like that. And now once you have finished doing those repeats, we now need to join our work. So we are going to join our work like this, and then we will have a little opening at the back. So if you have a look at my dress here, I joined it here after doing those repeats of round 2. So you join it here, and then you have this opening at the back where you can place 1 or 2 or 3 buttons and that will make it easier to get on and off. So before we move on to the lower section of our dress, we need to join our work. So to do this, you want to take your work and kind of fold it in half. So this is where we have just finished off, and you want to go around to the very first half double crochet of the round that you just finished. So this here is the first half double crochet of the last round that I did. And you want to go into this half double crochet, so the first one of the round, and work a slip stitch. So yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook, like that. And then just double check that your work isn't twisted. And there we have joined. So this is the front of our dress and this is the back. And then we have this little opening here where we can place a button or two at the top. And now we are ready to move on to the lower part of our dress. So we are now on to round one of the lower part or the skirt of our dress. And to begin this round, you want to chain one and turn. So chain one and turn. And then to start off this round, we are going to go into this very first stitch here. So this first one at the end on this side. And we are going to work one double crochet. So yarn over and go down into this first stitch. So it's the last one on this side here. Go into this stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through two loops. And then yarn over and pull through the final two loops on your hook. So we have one double crochet into that stitch, and then into the next stitch we're going to do two double crochets. So yarn over and go into the next stitch and do one double crochet, and then go back down into the same stitch again and do a second one. So there we have one double crochet, two double crochets. Then you want to go into the next stitch and do one double crochet into this one. And now into the next stitch, do two double crochets. So one and two. And you want to continue to repeat this all the way around for round one. We're going to do one double crochet into one stitch, then two double crochets both into the next, then one into the next, two into the next, 1 2 1 2 all the way around. So I'm going to do one double crochet into the next stitch and then two double crochets both into the next one, and continue to repeat this for round one. So I am just coming to the end of round one. So I have done 1 2 1 2 all the way around. So I need to do one double crochet into this next stitch, and then we're going to finish off by doing two double crochets both into this stitch at the very end. So two double crochets both into this last stitch. And then to finish off the round, we're going to work a slip stitch into the first double crochet that we worked. So here is the first double crochet here, not the chain one, the first double crochet. So this stitch here, and insert your hook into that stitch, yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook. So work a slip stitch. And now we are ready to move on to round two. So we are now on to round two. And to begin this round, you want to chain one. So we are not turning our work anymore. You just want to chain one. And now round two is the exact same thing as round one. So we're going to do 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets all the way along. It's just that the positioning of this round is a little bit different to last round. So we have chained 1 and we're going to start off by going down into this very first stitch here and working 1 double crochet. So yarn over, go down into this first stitch and do 1 double crochet like that. And now we're going to move on to our next set of 2 double crochets here, so it kind of forms a V, and we're going to go in the middle of these 2 double crochets, so in the middle of the 2 double crochets that were both worked into the same stitch last round, and into this space in between them we are going to work 2 double crochets. So yarn over, move on to the first V here and go in the middle and work 2 double crochets both into this space like that. And now we're going to move on to the next individual double crochet here. So the next double crochet that is on its own, so where we worked just 1 double crochet into 1 stitch last time, and we're going to go into the top of this stitch here and work 1 double crochet like that. And then we're going to move on to the next V, or the next set of 2 double crochets from last round, and just like before we're going to go in the middle of this set and we're going to work 2 double crochets. So yarn over, go in between the set of 2 from last round and work 2 double crochets both into this stitch like that. Then we're going to move on to the next individual double crochet here, so where we have just 1 double crochet into 1 stitch, and we're going to go into the top of this stitch and do 1 double crochet, and then move on to the next set of 2 and go in the middle of this set of 2 or in the middle of the V and do 2 double crochets like that. And we're going to repeat that all the way along. So we're doing 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets all the way along, but we're working our 1 double crochets into the individual double crochets from last round. So here and then here and here, and then we're working our 2 double crochets in between the sets of 2 double crochets from last round. So here and then here in between the V's, and repeat that all the way around for round 2. So I am just coming to the end of round 2, so I'm going to do 1 double crochet into this last individual double crochet here, and then I'm going to finish off the round by doing 2 double crochets in between this last set of 2 or this last V at the end here. And then to finish off, we're going to do a slip stitch into the first double crochet that we worked. So here is the first double crochet of the round, and insert your hook into that stitch and work a slip stitch. So there we have done round 2, and now we're ready to move on to round 3. To begin this round, you want to chain 1, and this chain 1 does not count as a stitch. So now round 3 is very similar to last round, but instead of doing 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets all the way around, we're going to do 1 double crochet, 3 double crochets, 1 double crochet, 3 double crochets all the way around for round 3. So to start off, we're going to yarn over and go down into this first double crochet here and do 1 double crochet. And then we're going to move on to our first set of 2 double crochets from last round, so the first V, And just like last round, we're going to go in the middle of this V, but instead of doing 2 double crochets like last round, we're going to do 3 double crochets all into this space. So yarn over, go in between the 2 double crochets from last round and do 1 double crochet. Then go back into the same space again and do a second one. And finally do a third one. So there we have done 1 double crochet, 3 double crochets, and we're going to repeat this all the way around for this round. So yarn over and go into the next individual double crochet here. So where we have just 1 double crochet worked into 1 stitch, go into this stitch and do 1 double crochet. And then move on to the next set of 2 double crochets and go in between these stitches and do 3 double crochets all into this space like that. Then do 1 double crochet into the next individual double crochet and then 3 double crochets in between the next set of 2. And continue this all the way around. 1 3 1 3 1 3. So I am just coming to the end of round 3. So to finish off, I'm going to do 1 double crochet into this last individual double crochet here, and then I'm going to do 3 double crochets in between this last set of 2 at the end. So 1, 2 and 3 like that. And then to finish off this round, work a slip stitch into the first double crochet that you worked. So there we have round 3, and you can see that the bottom part or the skirt of our dress is really starting to come together. And now we're ready to move on to round 4. So we are now on to round 4 of the bottom part of our dress. And to begin this round, you want to chain 1, and this chain 1 does not count as a stitch. So now round 4 is the exact same thing as round 3. We're going to do 1 double crochet, 3 double crochets, 1 double crochet, 3 double crochets all the way around, just like last round. It's just that the positioning of this round is a little bit different to last round. So we're going to start off by yarning over and going down into this first stitch here and doing 1 double crochet. So do 1 double crochet into the first stitch, and then you want to move on to your first set of 3 double crochets from last round. So 1, 2 and 3, and we are going to go in the middle of this set, so in the second double crochet. So we have 1 and 2, and we are going to do 3 double crochets into this stitch. So yarn over and go into the second of the 3 double crochets and do 3 double crochets all into this stitch. So there's 2 and finally 3. So there we have done 1 double crochet, 3 double crochets, and we're just going to repeat this all the way around. So yarn over and go into the next individual double crochet here. So where we have just 1 double crochet on its own, go into the top of this stitch and do 1 double crochet. So just as we did for the last few rounds. And then move on to the next set of 3 double crochets and go to the middle of this set of 3, so the second one, and do 3 double crochets all into this stitch. So 1, 2 and 3. Then go to the next individual double crochet here and do 1 double crochet. Then move on to the next set of 3, go to the middle and do 3 double crochets all into this stitch, and continue this all the way around. 1 double crochet, 3 double crochets, 1 3 1 3. So I have just finished working that all the way around for round 4. So I have done 3 double crochets into the top of this last set of 3 here. And then to finish off the round, we're going to do a slip stitch into the first double crochet that we worked, like that. So there we have completed round 4, and we're ready to move on to the next round. So now for the rest of our dress, we are just going to repeat round 4, so the round that we just did, again and again and again, until you feel that your dress is long enough. So you can do as many or as little rounds as you like, and obviously the bigger size that you are doing, the more rounds you may want to do. So if you have a look at my dress here, I have my top section, then I have round 1, 2, 3, 4, and then all of these rounds here are just repeats of round 4. So you just want to keep repeating that round again and again and again until you feel that your dress is long enough, and it gives you this really pretty pattern. So I'm going to begin my very first repetition of round 4. So I'm going to chain 1. So you begin every single round with a chain 1, and the chain 1 never counts as a stitch. And then we're just doing 1 double crochet, 3 double crochets, 1 double crochet, 3 double crochets, all the way around. So we're working our 1 double crochets into each individual double crochet from last round, and then we're working our sets of 3 double crochets into the top of the sets of 3 double crochets from last round. So yarn over, go down into the very first stitch and do 1 double crochet, then go to the first set of 3, go to the middle stitch and do 3 double crochets, like that. Then go to the next individual double crochet here and do 1 double crochet. Then go to the next set of 3 and go to the middle and do 3 double crochets, and continue this all the way around, 1 3 1 3 1 3, and do 1 double crochet into this last individual double crochet here, and then do 3 into the top of the last set of 3, and then finish off each round with a slip stitch into the first double crochet that you worked, and then repeat that again. Chain 1 and do that all the way around, finish off with a slip stitch, and continue to repeat that until your dress is long enough. And for this dress here, I used fine yarn, so you can see you get this really delicate pattern. But for this dress, I used a thicker yarn. I used DK weight yarn as it's easier to demonstrate with. But if you want a nice delicate dress like this, then you're better off using fine yarn. So just keep repeating that round again and again and again. So now once you have finished working the length of your dress, the last thing that we need to do is we need to add these straps onto the top. So you can add whatever straps you like. You could do plain little spaghetti straps just using the chain stitch which go up and over the back, or you could do just plain ones like this but that go straight over, or you could do what I did where I have plain half double crochet straps that go from the center here and then come around and meet at the back. So it's not a crossover, but they come together in the middle of the back here. So I will show you how to do that. So now when you do your straps, you want to start off by doing your right strap first and completely finish that strap, and then move on and do the left one in the exact same way. So we're going to start off at the front of our dress, and you want to decide where your straps are going to start. So for this dress here, I decided that I wanted my straps towards the edge on each side, but say 3 stitches from the edge. I didn't want it right at the end, I wanted it around about 3 stitches from the edge. So I laid my dress out nice and neat and made sure that the opening was at the center of the back. So fold it in half, making sure that the opening is in the very center of the back. And then I decided where I wanted my strap to start. So I chose this stitch here, and then I counted my stitches from here, from where I was going to start my strap to the very edge. And for me, that was 24 stitches. But depending on what size you are doing, that may be more or less. So I counted from where I wanted my strap to start to the very edge here of the opening, and that way I could make sure both of my straps are in the exact same place. So decide where you want your straps to be, count from where you're going to attach your yarn and start your strap round to the opening, and then jot that number down so that you remember it. So when I take my little sample dress here, I'm going to do the same thing. So I want to start my straps about here. So I'm going to insert my hook into this stitch, and then I'm going to count the number of stitches from here to the very corner of the opening. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So for my little sample dress, I know that there are 10 stitches between my strap and then the corner of the opening. Then you want to take your new yarn, place it over the end of your hook, pull it through, and then chain 1. So chain 1. So there we have attached our new yarn, and we can start our straps. So for my straps here, I made them 3 stitches wide, but you can make yours however wide you want them. You could do 2 stitches, 3 stitches, 4, 5, 6, it's up to you. But for little straps, I would stick around the 3 mark. So I'm going to yarn over, go down into the first stitch, so the stitch that I just attached my yarn into, and work 1 half double crochet. I'm then going to do 1 into the next stitch, and 1 into the third one. So there I have the first round of my strap completed, and I can move on to the next round. To begin the next round, chain 1 and turn, and then you just want to do 1 half double crochet into each stitch. So I'm doing 1 into each stitch, and for me that is 3. So if you started off with 4 stitches, you should have 4 in this round as well, and so on. But for me it is 3 stitches, like that. And then you just want to keep repeating that round again and again and again until you feel that your strap is long enough. So you just chain 1 and turn, and do 1 half double crochet into each stitch, chain 1 and turn, 1 half double crochet into each stitch, again and again and again until you feel that your strap is long enough. And then once you have finished and you have it to the length that you want it, fasten off. So pull your yarn out and your hook and cut your yarn. And when you cut your yarn, make sure that you leave a tail or an end, as you can then use that end to attach your strap to the back of your dress. So you can attach it wherever you like along this back edge here, but I went right to the corner and attached it in these stitches at the end. So I just used my end from where I fastened off and a yarn needle and sewed the strap to the back. And then I weaved my end nice and securely into the inside of my dress. So then once you have done that, you will have finished your first strap, and you can now do the second one in the exact same way. So you want to start off by counting from the very edge of the other side all the way around till you get to the same number of stitches as last time, and then attach your yarn in the same way. Do the same number of half double crochets, and then just keep repeating that round again and again and again until this strap is the exact same length as the other one, and then fasten it off and then attach it to the opposite side using the same method. And there you will have finished your straps. And then for the back here, I attached a little button on one side, and then I just made a little button loop. So I just inserted my hook into this stitch, then I chained 8, and then I did a slip stitch into the next stitch, fastened off and weaved my ends into the inside, and that created a little button loop which could go around this button to join my work at the top. And you could do that as many times as you like, depending on how big you want this loop to be. And then once you have done that, weave all of your ends nice and securely into the inside of your dress. So take a yarn needle and weave them all in nice and securely. If you just cut them off, your hard work will come undone. So make sure that they're nice and weaved in, and then we have finished. So that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it easy to follow. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel for more crochet videos. And in the description box below this video, I will leave a link to my Twitter and also to where you can find my written patterns. And thanks again for watching. Bye!